This should do. How do you feel?
Can't complain. After all, there's a cozy tree in my back.
I promise, this will be the last fire. After tonight, it won't be trees anymore, but walls and a roof. In Shiring, I will find a job.
What if the bishop wants to hire you for life? To keep his palace in shape, maybe strengthen the town's defenses. Plain things, Tom Builder. Just walls and roofs.
There. Took me a lifetime to find some dry ones in this wet. Why didn't we just use your staff? That old thing would have done nicely.
Because that thing is precious. It's not made to burn. And we might be able to sell it. Right, now let's see if this does the trick.
Hurry up, I'm freezing.
Yeah, should be dry enough.
I told you.
Oh, come closer, dear. I'll keep you warm. Martha, you want to cut up some turnips? We'll be making soup.
If it helps.
Alfred, you go and look for water.
We could just eat snow.
No, it'll be proper water for my family. You sit, I'll take care of it.
You still haven't answered my question, Tom Builder. What if the bishop offered you a job like they did in Exeter? Something that is beneath your craft, but pays for a lifetime. Easy work.
Well, building something is never easy.
You know what I mean. After Exeter, you said I could create something that matters, something that stands for eternity, or I could die setting up houses and sheds. But what if houses and sheds would feed your family? Would you stay this time, or would you keep on looking? Don't tell me you haven't thought about it.
I'd be glad to stay.
Would you now? Just promise me you'll think about it. Can you see the sun yet?
No, but Martha...
Don't distract me. I'm working.
Maybe we can sell the baby.
Alfred!
I'm joking. Don't listen to me.
Stupid snow. Why did it have to come down just now?
Should never have left.
Well, we're here now. Guess there's no use complaining.
Alfred.
What? Aren't you supposed to get water? I am not keen on eating rotten leaves tonight.
Alfred!
Don't mind him, dear. Boys must act tough if they want to get by.
Is that so?
And how's my little girl?
I don't have time for holding up. I have to cut.
You're a steadfast lass, Martha.
Thank you.
Hungry?
I'm fine.
Too hard for my fist, but my pot should... Houses and sheds. Walls and roofs. I'd be glad. I should be glad.
Tom, what's keeping you?
Shoo. Beautiful. Nah, no getting... it's just...
And did you think about what I asked you?
Dreaming of building a cathedral was foolish. When we get to Shiring, I'll take the job.
Why is a cathedral so special?
Well, you've seen a few. You should know.
Yes, but there are so many already. Why do you have to build another one? Is it because God needs more houses?
May I?
If you must.
Well. Actually, a cathedral isn't so different from any other house. It always starts simple, with some walls.
And on top of that, you put a roof.
Very good. A roof to keep off the rain, and walls to keep up the roof. Together that makes one big, long, but dark room. Like a cave. Now, we mustn't forget the doors. And not only doors, but a big and impressive one to let in as many people as possible.
But isn't it still dark in there?
It is. So, what do you suggest?
Windows, of course.
Right. So the people inside can see what they're doing. By now, we've carved quite a few holes in our cathedral. Unfortunately, not every building can carry a roof like that, and have so many windows.
So what do we do?
Good and solid work. That's what we do. If we don't want our cave to collapse, we have to make everything perfect. Not only strong, but consistent and perfectly even. The walls, the roof, the windows, everything perfectly proportioned.
You shouldn't say big words like proportioned when talking to a child.
What does it mean?
It means beauty. Well, it means not only will it keep them dry, it will give them hope. Agnes?
Mama?
The baby is coming.
But it's not due. Have your waters broken yet?
Soon after we started walking this morning.
You should have told me.
I'm so tired. I don't believe I can bring it into the world.
Oh, look at all the blood.
Children? Alfred. Take care of your little sister.
I'm fine. Take care of Mama instead.
Get more water. Take snow if you must and make it warm.
Right.
What can I do?
Collect some reeds and make me 2 lengths of string, each big enough for a necklace.
What for?
You'll see. Let me cover you. Right, what can I do to...
Stay with me.
The water's warm now.
Put it next to me. What else can I...
Just stay.
Remember when Martha was born? And the Lady Isabella acted as midwife.
You were building a chapel, and you asked her to send her maid to fetch the midwife from the village.
Yeah, and she said, that drunken old witch will let her deliver a literal wolfhound pups. And she took us to our own chamber. And poor Lord Robert could not go to bed until Martha was born.
Why are you talking about that now? She's bleeding.
It's not long now. Be ready.
I'd say for a year as bad as this one, we've managed quite well.
You lost your work, and then Martha almost got killed by that pig thief.
We're going through hell.
I know. But us builders aren't carved out of measly wood. Never were.
Expect a lump of granite to come falling from my legs?
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm proud of you.
I feel so weak.
You'll make it. You're a strong woman. That's why I love you so much.
Two of a kind, eh?
She's losing too much blood.
I'm sorry that I kept quiet all day. It's coming! Help me! It's coming!
I can see it.
Oh!
It looks horrible.
He's perfect. A perfect boy. You're still bleeding.
It's all right. It will stop soon. Tom,
Yes?
thank you for being my midwife. Do you remember the night I came to you? In your lodge? When you were working on my father's church?
Of course. How could I ever forget?
I never regretted giving myself to you. Never. For one moment. Every time I think of that night, I feel so glad.
Me too.
I hope you build your cathedral.
I thought...
I was. But I was wrong. Build a beautiful cathedral. For me.
Papa, what's wrong with her face?
Agnes! Agnes, wake up!
The year of our Lord 1135 had come to an end. King Henry of England, son of William the Conqueror, had died. It was a time of poverty and death. In their despair, some had come to believe Christ and all his saints had gone to sleep, and that the pillars of the earth themselves had begun to crumble. Is there no one to welcome us?
Who goes there? You just crossed the bridge, right? That'll be a farthing for you and a penny for your horse.
Monks and villagers don't have to pay a toll.
Sorry, I'm not good at this. I told Brother Paul. It's not easy doing the Lord's work when you're hungry.
It is not much, but I can share this with you. I hope now it will be easier for you to fulfill your duties.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
Will you take care of my horse, brother? I've come to see Prior James.
Prior James? That's him the bells are tolling for. Leave the horse here. I'll get it down to the priory later. Fish should go nicely with that cheese.
What? Why are they ringing the bells?
Don't you know? The devil has come to Kingsbridge.
The devil has come to Kingsbridge? The shape of these stones is always proof, as are the shapes of leaves. God has made them, and has made them well. I wonder where Paul is. to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the heavens, and to everything that creeps on the earth, everything that has the breath of life, I have given every green plant for food. And it was so. Why is this locked? Hello? I'm sure there was someone moving, but most houses are...
When he opened the sixth seal, I looked, and behold, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth. The moon became like blood, and the stars of the sky fell to the earth as the fig tree sheds its winter fruit when shaken by...
There's no one here either. Where are they? I do hope that Scripture guides my... May his soul rest in peace. It's locked. Closed.
Thou shalt not be afraid of the terror by night, nor of the pestilence that walketh in darkness. The pestilence that rode in on the lightning that struck our cathedral 4 years ago. Did you not all feel its presence here ever since? James did, and I did as well. But the Lord says, because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. Our beloved Prior James has served the Lord all his life. He shall be delivered from the darkness, from this dark earth.
Prior James?
Philip.
Francis?
Shh. For many years, James has been our prior. After the upcoming election, I vow to lead Kingsbridge Priory with the same steady hand. Amen.
Philip, we told your brother you'd come to Kingsbridge New Year's Day.
I did not expect to see you here.
I was on my way back to Gloucester and wanted to see you.
A priest working in the world of politics. You must tell us about it, Francis.
Of course.
And his brother a prior of what now? 2 years?
It's been 4 years, Cuthbert.
I see. How are things in St. John in the Forest, Philip?
Our little cell is happy and healthy.
Happy and healthy. Thanks to your brother, Francis, St. John in the Forest is prospering. His novices are obedient, his monks humble and pious. Well, our own priory is in such a sorry state.
You know James did the best he could. It was not his fault. Also, they make a remarkable cheese in St. John's. Come by the kitchen later to see us, will you?
Brother Cuthbert seemed upset.
Well, we all are. The way James died was disturbing.
Disturbing? How did Prior James die?
7 days ago, Brother Remigius found James's room empty. We all looked for him for hours. Then we found his footprints by the bridge and a hole in the ice.
Oh no.
No.
In the small hours of Christmas Day, he must have walked out on the river. We didn't even find his body. The river took him, and the cold.
I will pray for James. See me when you have time, Philip. I will be in the cathedral.
And I should go and see how Brother Cuthbert is doing. It's good to see you, Philip. Maybe things will get better after the chapter elects the new prior.
Hopefully. I will come by the kitchen later, Milius.
At least it wasn't Remigius who punished us. Brother Marcus said he's taking a beating now once a week.
I saw him crying yesterday.
You look like you want to ask me something.
You are Philip of Gwynedd?
Yes, but you can call me Brother Philip.
You see? Told you he wouldn't mind.
Yes. Now ask him.
How about you ask him?
I already asked Brother Andrew.
That doesn't count. He wouldn't answer.
Of course it counts. He was angry with me.
With both of us. We both had to say the Lord's Prayer.
If you promise to lower your voices from now on.
Oh, of course.
We promise.
Brother Milius told us you know the scripture very well. Could you tell us about God's temple?
Brother Andrew wouldn't tell us.
Must be a place. A cathedral.
That's probably what the guest master was talking about.
If you do something to a cathedral, it would be a sin.
Each of us is God's temple in the way that he created us.
And what if someone does something to God's temple?
The scripture says, if anyone destroys God's temple, God will destroy him.
Even if he destroys his own temple of God?
So for Prior James, there's no salvation as well?
For a self-murderer, there is no salvation.
What if the devil takes our souls too?
Commit yourselves to God. Be humble and pious. Be without sin. God's grace will not allow the devil to lay hand on any of you. Prior James will face judgment. It is between him and God. Do not be afraid.
No, Brother Philip.
Thank you, Brother Philip. So, again, we're all God's temple.
All of us.
Because
God created us in his image. That's why we can all pray to him.
we don't need to go to church for that.
No, we are the temple.
But why?
This priory is so much bigger than our small cell in the forest.
Why cathedrals? Why do we create temples if we are?
This priory is so much bigger.
Philip!
Brother Milius.
Come! Warm yourself by the oven.
Is that Philip? Tell him to warm himself by the oven.
Thank you, Brother Cuthbert. Ah, wonderful.
I always put some extra stones on the stove to warm up water. Put one in your pocket, and you'll keep warm.
Oh? Ouch!
Careful, they're hot.
Milius, why do you keep a beautiful pot like this around?
Oh, it reminds me that we should strive for order and beauty. I started collecting some seeds and nuts because I wanted to start a new garden.
A good idea.
I never got around to collecting more, though. If you find some, let me know.
I found some beech nuts.
Ah, we will grow a beech tree then.
Wonderful.
If we ever get round to starting the garden.
I'm sure you will. Hard at work, as usual.
I have to serve salt fish 6 times a week now.
We hear you have fresh fish every day at your cell in the forest.
Every other day, we even have poultry.
You have done wonderful work at St. John's, Philip. We, on the other hand, had a weak prior for 13 years. May the Lord rest his soul. What you worked hard for at St. John's is wasted here in the mother house.
After the election, the new prior ought to put things right.
Remigius? Put things right?
Maybe we underestimate Remigius.
He's about to burn all the books and documents in the prior's room, including the priory's ledgers.
Remigius says James asked for everything to be burnt after his death, except for his Bible.
What? Without the ledgers, the priory's finances will be beyond saving. Was no one else nominated?
Only Cuthbert.
I refuse. I'm too old.
No one else dares to follow in Prior James's footsteps. Not since he began talking to the devil.
What?
One day he started talking to the devil, as if they were standing side by side. He was bargaining with the devil for his soul, whispering about his sins.
His sins? We'll talk more later. Brother Cuthbert.
Ah, we were waiting for you. I hope you brought some of that wonderful cheese you make at St. John's.
I gave it to one of your novices.
Why would you do that?
He said it's not easy doing the Lord's work when you're hungry.
Greedy brother Marcus.
You are too trusting, Philip.
Brother Cuthbert, you seem worried.
Prior James was a kind man, but the priory is in a terrible state for them.
Philip knows. He was just too kind to say anything.
Yes, I know. I wanted to use my New Year's visit to talk with Prior James about these matters.
We should be rich. The Priory has much land and collects from many parish churches. But we are in debt. Our novices steal from us, Philip.
The novices are stealing?
Yes, someone took my keys. Remigius blames me for losing them. But someone used them to steal food from the cellar, more than once. Today I found something missing again. Yes, but someone did.
Let us continue another time, Brother Cup.
Of course.
Milius?
What can I do? You look like you... I'll be here.
You keep everything nice and tight.
It's not easy. This morning one of my ladles broke. That's never a good sign. Everything is falling apart.
Isn't it almost arrogant to try and build a greater temple?
Don't say that.
Why not?
We wouldn't be here if it weren't for the cathedral. It feeds us.
We are people of God.
I believe they have enough
Yet
to discuss.
we need to eat too.
We come together here. The pilgrims donate. So do the nobles.
The cathedra. It is not for me to take that seat. My hand would fit in there, but why should I soil my sleeve? Reaching in there will not repair these walls. Our Father that art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. I'm happy to see you, little brother.
It's good to see you too, Philip. Your hair is starting to get a bit grey.
Yours isn't. At least in this one case, I will be the one to boldly charge ahead of you.
You've always always been bold. You just don't admit it to yourself.
Francis, what are you doing here?
King Henry is dead.
I know. Word reached St. John shortly before I left.
First the king, and now Prior James.
The devil has come to Kingsbridge.
What?
Just something I heard. Something foolish.
And yet, these are dark times indeed. King Henry's death caused quite a commotion in the world of politics. There will be war.
Brother Marcus said he's taking a beating now once a week.
I saw him crying yesterday.
He cried? One more beating by Remigius, and he'll run. Ask him. He should know. You could have asked him.
Why didn't you?
This prior...
You're
Francis...
King Henry.
I know. Word...
First the king. What?
Just something...
And yet, King Henry, there will be war.
If only we could stop the suffering.
Maybe we can. I came not just to meet you. I was sent to look for a messenger of my lord, Earl Robert.
Here? In
Farmers said the messenger was heading for Kingsbridge. The knight was carrying a confidential document that might change. The people here trust you. Maybe the monks here know something.
We will find him.
One more thing. No one can know why we're looking for the knight.
Locked.
And Marcus is our brother too.
You... Yes.
You see?
Yes.
How about you ask him?
I already asked Brother Andrew.
That doesn't count. He wouldn't answer.
What is it?
Brother Milius, could you...
Brother Andrew.
Must be a place.
Each.
Cathedral. And...
The script.
Even if...
So for Prior James...
For herself.
What if the...
Commit be humble. God, Prior James, do not...
No.
Thank you. So, again, we're all God's temple.
All of us.
Because...
Brother...
Come! Warm yourself.
Is that fair? Tell him to...
Thank you. Hard at work?
I have...
Every...
You have... We, on the other hand, had a weak pride. But you worked hard for it.
After the election, the new prior ought to put things right.
Remigius.
Put... Maybe we...
He's about to... Including...
Remigius says James...
What? Without the ledgers, the priory's finance. Did you see a knight in Kingsbridge?
You mean, aside from the nobles attending the Christmas service? No.
Was no one...
Only Cuthbert. No one else. Not since he began...
What?
One day... He was bargaining with the devil for his
sins? We'll talk more. Brother Cuthbert.
Ah, we were waiting for you. I hope you brought some of that wonderful cheese you make at St. John's.
I gave it to one of your novices.
Why would you do that?
He said it's not easy doing the Lord's work when you're hungry.
greedy brother Marcus.
You are too trusting, Philip.
Has there been a knight to Kingsbridge recently?
Milius, wasn't there a poor soul found dead before Christmas?
I don't know if he was a knight.
He was put to rest in the
cemetery. That was... Brother Cuthbert?
Prior James, but the priory is...
Philip knows. He was just too kind.
Yes, I know. I wanted to use my New Year's visit to talk with...
We should be... But we are in... Our novices. Yes, but someone knew today I... Yes, but someone knew today I found some...
Let us continue another...
Of course.
Milius?
What can I... You look like I'll be here.
Milius?
Oh. That's not
a good idea.
I never got around.
You keep everything nice and tidy around here, Milius?
It's not easy. This morning one of my ladles broke. That's never a good sign. Everything is falling apart.
Ah.
I always put one in your pocket.
Oh. Ouch. That'll be a waste. Nice and warm, and I didn't burn my hands, Milius.
I knew you could do it.
Brother Ronaldus, how are you?
Huh? What?
How are you? Are you well?
Oh, Brother Philip. Yes, I am well. It's just that the dead won't stay in the ground.
What?
The dead. It's probably those badgers always digging up the graves. Rotten. We used to... Now...
My father gave the Priory a good deal of land to keep me fed. I won't eat salted fish all day.
Me neither.
Shall we go into the cellar again tonight?
Yes, Brother Marcus. You still have old Cuthbert's keys?
Indeed I do. I hid them right in the church. Stuffed them in the large crack in the wall.
I could do some crack stuffing myself.
I bet you could. We should go to Shire. Heard they have one that would...
What's that supposed...
The novice said he hid the keys. They're here. This brother Marcus really did steal.
Thank you for...
How could I not help? Let's see what we can find. Nothing. These old cathedrals. Thought so. Hello? No, no one. Not a thing. Hello? Go! What is that? Nothing here. The saint rests in peace. No strange sound. What is that? It's the sign. Hello? Oh. An owl. Just an owl. No, I'm not good.
Would you like a hot stove to...
Oh, I haven't... Maybe...
I think I'll keep... That would only cool... That'll be a wick. Brother Paul?
Philip. Ah, ouch. Oh.
What's wrong with your foot?
Oh, just a...
You should have a fire.
It's all right. It's not that...
Don't take it lightly. Many will die this winter for lack of food.
Remigius thinks the Lord is testing us.
No, the poor perish, and those that he has freezing out here.
Don't say anything to Remigius, will you? If he thinks I've been complaining, he'll be displeased.
Have you heard about a knight in King...
A knight? Yes, just a mile away from... He must have fallen...
Where is he now?
He died.
Did he have a name? Did he say it?
He could not speak. I held his hand. And...
Did the knight have anything with it?
There was a letter. Remigius will probably burn it with the rest of James's papers. James insisted that all his books and documents, except for his...
I heard about this.
Sometimes, a few days later... Philip, maybe I brought a curse on...
How could a letter...
The word of... But what if the devil took to writing? What then?
Brother Paul, Here, Paul.
Oh. Ouch! Oh. A hot stone! Ah! It's a mercy, Philip. Thank you.
Remigius should give you a fire, or not have you sit here at all.
I don't really mind. Winter is bound to end sometime. Philip, if you ever run into trouble with Remigius, be careful to answer him. Do not stay silent.
Silent?
Nothing makes him angrier than someone who doesn't answer. He becomes weak and defensive. It's not fitting for a sub-prior, let alone prior.
What did you say again about Remigius?
Nothing makes him...
Have you heard about...
The knight? Yes, just a moment. He must...
Where is he? Did he... Did the knight have anything...
Remigius...
I heard about...
A few... Philip...
I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you. Have faith in the Lord, Brother Paul. You did well.
Thank you, Philip.
James, I pray for you that when he will look upon That would be a waste. Locked. Locked. That would be a waste. That would be a waste.
It's getting cold. When will these novices learn to close the door?
You look like you want to... What is it?
Friar James had a document I would like to see.
It's probably amongst the things that Remigius is going to burn.
Oh no!
He's in the prior's room. Maybe you can... It was good talking.
Brother Cuthbert.
Philip.
Cuthbert, I believe I've...
Where did you find...
The thief hid them.
That is a sacrilege. Will you report the thief to Remigius, Brother Philip?
I will...
Keep them until we...
I'm looking for a document that was given to Prior James.
It's probably in the Prior's room, then.
I will leave you to your work.
I will...
That'll be a waste.
Because God created us in His image. That's why we can all pray to Him.
We don't need to go to church for that.
No, we are the
I think
temple.
I'll keep...
But why
I
church,
believe...
then? Why cathedral?
Philip, have you found...
Not yet. No, I'm not... The cathedra, it is not for me. The saint rest... The saint... That'll be a...
Why do we create temples if we are the temple? Isn't it almost arrogant?
What we have to ask ourselves is, can our Saint Adolphus still protect Kingsbridge in these dark times?
He couldn't protect Prior James. Ever since that lightning struck the cathedral, he wasn't the same.
When you take over my position as sacrist, you should implore the bishop to send us a new relic. By then I'll be sub-prior. The new prior and I will support you in this.
All Kingsbridge needs is faith and hard work.
Philip of Gwynedd, I wanted to talk to you. How dare you disturb Brother Remigius' requiem?
I'm afraid the choir is waiting for me.
Stay, brother. There's no reason you shouldn't hear what Philip has to say for himself.
I was shocked.
We all were. I'm sure at St. John's you're a good prior, but here we adhere to the rules.
You mentioned...
The election will be held when we all convene for the...
I'm looking for a document.
How does that relate to my tasks? Talk to Remigius.
Let us continue.
Of course. There's a...
Don't say that.
Why not?
we wouldn't be here.
I think I'll keep...
I asked not to be disturbed.
Brother Remigius, I'm sorry I interrupted your service.
You mean Prior James's service?
Quite so. I heard he fell through the ice. Horrible.
Yes. I was the one who found his rosary by the river. Now let me continue my work.
I would like to take a look at Prior James's documents.
And why is that, Brother Philip?
Well, our little cell has given much to the Mother House. I would like to ensure that all is accounted for.
So you do not trust us, Philip, is that it?
The state of this priory...
The state of this priory is the concern of the Prior of Kingsbridge.
I still would like to see the prior's documents.
They will be burned tonight.
I heard about that.
It was Prior James's last wish. I'm following his request.
But the new prior will be lost without the ledgers and contracts.
After the election, I'll be the new prior.
For now, you are not. Only the chapter meeting can decide on these matters.
Of course. Brother Andrew will surely understand why you would go against James's last request. If you really want to be of help, look, he's getting old.
Why would Prior James walk up?
He was chased.
Chased?
The accuser.
But why would the...
Better to not get involved. Don't you have your own priory cell to run?
You really believe...
Some of the brothers do, and I respect. May never know what happened, and that. Now let me get back.
About the chap...
Oh, talk to Brother Andrew. Now leave.
I think I'll...
It feeds us.
We are people of God.
I think I'll...
Yet we need to eat.
I believe...
We come together here. The pilgrims donate. So do the nobles.
I see. A temple to feed the temple.
Yes.
We must take good care of us. And our cathedral.
We must.
No need to lock the guest house.
Milius?
What can I do?
I have to go.
You...
There was something. He's right.
Now stop it. Concentrate.
There it was again.
You seem troubled, brother.
They won't sing.
It's Adolphus.
There was nothing, believe me.
I heard him crying in the crypt. I think I heard him too.
No, you are mistaken.
It sounded like a whip, like he was chastising himself. It's the end of days.
Brother Philip, please help me. Prove to them that there is nothing and no one down there.
There is no need to worry, brothers. Adolphus is resting in peace. It was just an owl.
I told you it was nothing.
God bless you, Brother Philip.
I knew I heard something.
Now, be silent, concentrate, and...
Thank you for your help.
How could I not help you? You're my little brother.
I knew I could rely on you. Philip, have you found...
Not yet. No, I'm not... That would be a waste. The saint Careful, brother. God will bring... I will contemplate. That way I won't get Andrew to organize a chapter meeting. That way I won't get Andrew to organize a chapter meeting. That way I won't get... I should talk to Andrew's sacrist instead. It's the only way. That would be a way. Careful, bro. For this, that every... No, I'm not good.
That way I won't get Andrew to organize. I should talk to Andrew's sacrist instead. It's the only way.
We can't allow Prior James's books to be burned.
That, Philip, was Prior James's wish.
This priory is in debt. And without the ledgers and documents, that will never change. Besides, the wisdom in his books is priceless.
It is not up to you to make decisions in this priory, Brother Philip.
Do not domineer over those in your charge, but be an example to the flock.
1 Peter chapter 5. You are right. You shall argue your case in front of the brothers in a chapter meeting today.
Thank you, Brother Andrew.
When I'm done here, I will tell all the monks to come to the chapter house.
Would it help if I went and told some of them?
Feel free to do that. But I insist that the choir finishes practicing before we start. They're already behind schedule. The choir has finished. If you have any other business, the meeting could take.
I'm not ready.
Let me know when you are. We must begin before night.
Ah, brother.
Have you heard about a knight?
No. Yeah, just a...
Did
except...
I heard about... How could a... There will be a chapter meeting soon.
Ah, remember my...
Brother Arnaldus, there's a chapter meeting.
Today I'll be... Wouldn't miss the...
A waste of time. A waste of time. This will not help. There will be a chapter.
Oh, yes? Thank you.
There will be a...
Oh, thank...
Brother Arnaldus, there's a...
Today I'll... Wouldn't miss... What is it? Can you not...
There will be a chapter meeting.
You convinced Andrew? You have our...
There will be a chapter.
Excellent. I can't wait to see you and
Brother Cuthbert.
Do not worry.
There will be a chapter.
Oh, yes? Thank you.
Brother Andrew has...
Yes, please go ahead. We...
The sacrist agreed to a meeting today.
Good thinking. I will attend. Thank you for your...
How could I not help? Our Father, hallowed thy kingdom on earth, give us as we... and lead us. Amen. No, I'm not... That'll be a waste.
The chapter meeting, the day will be... If there are other...
The chapter meeting.
Of course, but there is one more matter. We are still looking for the... Do you know?
I cannot give you an...
If there is a thief among us, we shall find him. Now,
And this is why Prior James's wish must not be honoured. Kingsbridge Priory would be beyond saving without financial records.
I think we have all understood the reason for your concern, Brother Philip. But before we come to a decision, let us hear other voices of concern.
I would like to know why you would doubt the wisdom in Prior James's decision.
Maybe you didn't know him as well as we did, Philip. I can say I knew him well. We all here knew him. So did you know him.
I knew him well, and I know he would agree with me.
Philip, you are going too far. I will tell the brothers.
Brothers, please.
Let's hear what he has to say.
Oh, heavens.
Hear him out, brothers. I was stubborn as well, but he made me see it.
Well, that's not an easy thing to do.
Milius.
I owe James much. He was the one who asked me to take care of St. John in the Forest.
One of the most prosperous cells in all of Shiring, if not England.
It was a wise decision then.
But his last wish was not? Well, was it? What are you waiting for? Answer me.
Is walking on thin ice wise?
Who does he think he is?
May the Lord forgive him. He knows not what he is saying.
No. Philip was very hesitant to talk about the state of this priory with me. Usually, he is as careful in his words as he is in his actions.
Yes. Philip asked us a question. Was it wise to walk out onto the ice?
God was testing Prior James.
I say the devil chased him. Do you doubt that? Do you doubt that, Philip? Surely you must have an answer. I know because Prior James confided in me.
Then, the devil had a hand in his last wish as well.
Yes.
I think it's going too
Yes,
far.
most certainly.
It's all my fault.
Well, I'm not so sure.
The devil.
If the devil has come to Kingsbridge, we must cast him out. He has come in the ways of neglect and self-righteousness. Let us look into the books and ledgers. Let us look into the problems that have ailed Kingsbridge for much too long.
I don't need your meddling. All my
Philip is
Well,
right.
I suppose.
How dare
I agree.
Hear, hear.
Yes, we must be more pious. Only then will God keep the devil from harming us.
The novices would be better advised not to speak up.
Philip is a good man. He was the only one to say I should have a fire.
But did he do anything besides talk?
Yes, he brought me a hot stone.
That's our Philip.
Very well, Philip. But why don't you tell us the real reason you have come before us? You not only came to save these books, you have another motivation, do you not? We deserve the truth. What are your true intentions?
I am here only to help this priory.
This priory, of course. I say it is not a coincidence that he should make his voice heard now, shortly after James's passing and before the elections.
What are you saying, Brother Remigius?
This is not about James. It is about him. He wants to be prior.
No. I came here to talk to James.
I think that is a wonderful idea. I nominate Philip of Gwynedd to be the new prior of Kingsbridge.
I can't disagree with that.
Well, yes, obviously, much.
Excellent choice.
What about Remigius?
That's surprising.
Great
Prior
idea.
Philip.
Brother Philip, do you accept the nomination?
Thank you for your kind offer, but we would not want to impose on you, Brother Remigius.
Oh, but I insist. I will help you.
No, you really must not. We will see you later. Thank you. We don't have much time. Evening Mass will begin soon.
Should I not have accepted the nomination?
You've never been good at saying no. And Milius is right. Kingsbridge needs you.
What about St. John's?
I will ride there tomorrow. I will let them know you will be staying in Kingsbridge for a few days. Thanks to you, these documents and books will not be burned. Now, we have to find that letter.
You truly think the letter can help prevent a war?
If the message says what I think it says, then yes, I do. Now, let...
Prior James was our God is a consumer, and whom he destroyed. The first...
Philip, we must focus on the letter.
Nothing here.
If we must, we'll look between the pages of every single book.
James was involved in politics once, like you.
Just like me. A way to connect
I want. Nothing under here. The writing here is... But it must be James's.
Age can be a troublesome burden.
Francis.
In the Bible?
Revelations. The Apocalypse of St. John. And they called to the mountains and rocks. Fall on us and hide us from the face of him who is seated on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of their wrath has come, and who can stand? The Lamb? What was James afraid of? Was it this letter?
No, the letter is still sealed. Break the seal. Oh, this is it. You found it.
The Earl of Shiring?
Yes. He's made contact with my own...
Who is this King...
A nephew of King Henry. Do you ever think of the day our parents died?
Francis.
I know. It's just that I think of them all the time. The church suffered under his rule as much as we did in... Philip, you have to show this letter.
Why me?
Because you have to. Our late King Henry was opposed. King Stephen, on the other hand, swore to preserve the rights and privileges of...
You want the bishop to help the new king, King Stephen?
I want a king who supports the church. I want these dark times to end. I want to stop the Earl of Shiring from starting a war. He could set the whole of England on fire. My lord the Earl of Gloucester can never know what... You must not tell the truth about how or where you got this letter. Don't tell...
Do you really think the bishop will...
Tell him you found...
And if he does not... What then?
He will believe you. The question is, will he really? I will write to St. John's and tell your monks you will...
What if the Earl of... What if the bishop...
Philip, calm down.
I'm a simple monk. Who am I to talk to a bishop?
I'd rather not.
My name is Jack. For a long time, it was the only name I had known. I was born and raised in a cave by my mother. We were used to getting by, but that year the winter had been harsh. I was proud to have killed my first deer that day. And while waiting for Mother to help me cure it, I decided to practice my reading.
The Lord and King of all France, Charles the Great, has spent 7 long years fighting in Spain. He has conquered the highlands and the plain. The Lord and King of all France has spent 7 long years. He has conquered. Before him, not a single fort remains.
Afternoon was approaching fast, and Mother still hadn't returned, so if I wanted to cure the meat, I had to do it on my own. Else it would all...
I can't eat it raw. I need to. There he is. Charles the Great, the protector of my town. You're coming with me. Good. Just one. Now I need some wet wood to make it smoke properly. Huh? What's that? That was no.
Good. He hasn't seen you. Who is he? A whip. That's what he is. A whip. That means he's someone bad. I told you about people like him, remember?
What's that in his hat?
That's a baby. He must have found it lying. It's so miserable. Every mom must have heard its cries.
Will he take care of it?
In his way. Listen, cub. I am sorry, but for now, we must... And never trust a man of God. You'll either end up in a monastery or at the gap. Get down.
Easy now, it's just someone little. No need to be afraid.
I'm going to follow him.
You go home and wait for me, little cub.
Mother?
Don't move. We killed a pig thief in Salisbury. We can kill you too. Bloody outlaw. Where's the baby? Did you eat it?
I don't have the...
Right. What's this?
Give it back.
What do you want with this?
Give.
Leave the boy be, Alfred.
He took the baby. I saw him take Mother's cloak. He's the only one around. Who else would have taken it?
Wolves.
Give me my...
Go on, give it to him. And now come. If we walk steady, we'll be in Shiring by tomorrow.
It was a monk.
What?
A monk took it.
A monk?
Yes, on a horse.
Is that true? Where did he go?
He should take us there.
Leave him alone. He's just a boy.
What is your name, boy?
Jack.
Do you live in these woods, Jack? Then you know this place better than us. Please. I don't know why I left the child. I thought I couldn't take care of him alone, but I cannot leave him to die either. I have to know if he's all right. Will you help us? You're a good lad.
You got your toy back. Now you better keep your word.
For now, I had no choice. The girl was sobbing, while her father remained tense but quiet. The boy kept on pushing me, which confused me greatly. I had never been hated before. If I had any plans of getting away, it would be like hunting deer. I had to stay sharp until the others forgot to be. The monk had crossed a small stream, or he had followed its course north, which would have led him towards the next village. Either way, the tracks ended at a riverbed as evening. The stream led us to a more convenient crossing. Here, one could easily pass without getting drenched in icy water.
Suddenly the boy called out. He had So we crossed the river, the boy cheerfully mocking my skills as a trap.
What is it?
He got us lost.
Did you?
Papa, I'm tired.
That's all right. Come on, up on my shoulders you go.
No, I'm too heavy, and you're too tired. I will remain
You should all get some rest. Alfred, stay here with them while I take a look ahead.
No!
I won't be far, dear. Besides, you can do me a favour. Have an eye on the lads and make sure they get some sleep, all right?
All right.
See? You are.
You stay where I can see you while my sister rests, and no tricks. Huh? What is it?
The fog is lifting.
I don't like you. Tell me, why do you care? You're an animal.
The Lord and King has spent 7 long years. He has conquered the high before him, not as...
What are you
He's from...
How do you know this?
I'm not an animal.
A hunter?
Boar, duck, deer.
So you are an outlaw. No one's allowed...
The king?
Hey, you see that? Over there in the fog. There is something there. It looks like a... What is it?
A deer. It broke through the ice and died.
Children! Martha, wake up, dear.
Who's she?
We met in the forest. I'm Jack's mother. Come here, Jack.
Did you find him?
Yes, dear, we did.
The baby is safe. The monk brought it to a small cell not far from here.
But we won't go there now. Ellen offered us shelter for tonight.
I have. Follow me.
If I'd known you lived this close, my Agnes might have been saved.
Don't fool yourself. When a woman is bleeding inside, it either stops or it doesn't. All you can do is keep her warm, and you did that. I'm sorry, but the living must take care of the living. Jack, give the children some soup, will you? Will you be able to get work soon?
Hard to say. People don't usually hire a new master builder in winter. Too cold for stirring water. Sometimes you get lucky, but not this year.
Thank you, Jack.
Some time ago, I had work in Exeter. They offered me the post of builder for the Castellan. to keep the walls and defence. It would have kept me busy for the rest of my life.
What happened?
I refused. All I cared about was working on a cathedral again. I was a fool.
You can do better than to build churches.
Well, I worked on one once. That was good work. I won't ramble on now. But if you ask Martha, she'll tell you everything about it.
You know, a man like you should not beat himself.
No. No, there is no excuse.
Women die in labor. Men abandon their children all the time. It is rare.
Is that what happened to you?
No, that is an altogether different. All I can say is, I raised him alone in this cave, outside of town law. Just us and the forest.
How do you get by?
We hunt, we gather. It works well enough for us two to survive. We almost would have had meat today too. But it started to rot before we could cure it.
Eat well, children. You'll need your strength.
And so do you, Master Builder. Go on, tuck in.
I will. Thank you. Well, they're asleep now.
I told you that the monk had taken the baby to a small cell nearby. It's true, but I advise you to stay away from there.
What? Why?
Because you abandoned it. That counts as murder.
Then I have to steal him. I have to own up to what I've done. I have to take...
Think for a moment. A baby needs a lot of care. More than your other children. How...
But what am I to do then? I don't know a thing about hunting. I'm a mason. Even in a castle I'm more at home than...
Leave the baby with the monks. He'd be warm and fed. You wouldn't have to carry him while you look for work. And when you do find something, you can come back and fetch him.
Since Agnes died, I don't know anything.
You're a good man, Tom Builder. You're kind and gentle. You also don't have to go through this alone. Jack and I will have to leave this place soon. The winter is too cruel and we might not survive. We could all travel.
I have my hands full with my children already.
I can help you take care of them. If you promise to teach my son how to get along in the world of men. We may be strangers now, but we would be at each other's side, helping out however we can.
The living must take care of the living.
Yes.
That night I dreamed of there were small castles, dead deer, and a giant called Tom. In that dream I tightly held my mother's hand, watching the kind giant and learning his mysterious